Hey there, it's Trisha with Easy Emini Trade, and I wanted to go over the three amigos setup. Everybody who has the ebook should have gotten an email explaining it, and I was going to go over the setups that occurred this morning on that. And also I wanted to just remind everybody that I have a webinar coming up this Thursday, the 26th at 8 p.m. to go over it in detail. So I'm only opening it up to everybody who has the ebook. So if you want more information on it, go to www.easyemintrade.com because it's almost filled up. So I'll do another one for people who don't have the ebook at a later date. But for now, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go over on the NQ today. For this morning anyway. This afternoon the volume was really light, so I would definitely recommend, no matter what you're trading, whatever setup it is, if the volume is really light, just stay away. And especially if you have a decent morning, just don't give it back in the afternoon. So I have them marked down here. Here are the three indicators, and I have them marked on the entry chart. So right here at 9:35 falls right in line here with the three indicators going from red, meaning sloping lower, to sloping higher when they went to green. So that would be an entry, basically a tick above or below the bar that's setting up when you get the three indicators going from red to green. And you just take it in the direction that price is already moving. Really simple. And also you don't have to worry about any of the usual areas that we pay attention to, such as support or resistance, previous day's high, low, or close. The indicators on here are just for our regular MACD setup, so just ignore those, but nothing is really needed on the chart except for price, and then however you want to lay out these indicators. Now, off the open right here, where this dotted line is, what I like to see is I like to see the setup start from scratch after the open. So you can see that they were red prior to the open and then they went to green. So like I said, I would like to see them start from scratch, like maybe turn red and then go to green once we're open. Totally up to you how you want to do that, and maybe as time progresses and I've been trading these for a while longer, then I might not care and I'll just do it right off the open as soon as they all turn green, meaning heading higher. So for now, to be determined. So this worked out just fine. The percentage of win ratio to getting to the first target of 2 points on the NQ has been phenomenal actually with this setup. It also is working well on the Russell, the ES. We're testing it on the YM right now. 6E questionable. It's just not as consistent, so I need to do a little fine tuning there. But I'm very, very pleased with it, very pleased with it. So here's setup number one. Again, I passed on it because of it started to set up before it opened, before the market opened, but it worked out anyway. Here at 10:43, this is where we get the next setup, and this was red and then it turned to green. And the problem with back testing this, you're going to have to do it real time because what happens is the indicator will backfill. So like for example, it was red at the same time as we had red here and here, but what happens is when it turned green, it backfills green. So if you're not paying attention to it, you wouldn't have noticed, you wouldn't know that you had a setup. Like if you're looking back at this, you would never know that you had a setup. But we were watching it real time, so there was a setup. And so entering in a tick below this bar, price is moving lower. This is the bar that's forming when we get the three indicators going from red to green. So I put a sell stop under this bar and it never triggers. So then I cancel my order. If it doesn't trigger on the very next bar, meaning trade to my entry price, then I'm not going to take it. Unless, again, after I've been trading this setup for a while, I see that the no triggers on the bar preceding the entry bar keep going. Like for example, like let's say this doesn't trigger, and after I watch this, or after I've been taking this setup for a while and watching, creating some history, some data of the no triggers, if we see that over and over again they still continue to work out as long as the three indicators remain green for sloping higher, you can get in late, then great, we'll do that. But until I have more information compiled, I'm not going to do that. been trading this live for about 5 or 6 weeks now, and it's been going really well. We did test it previous to that, so we do have a lot of time into it, but I just can't say whether the no triggers is going to work more times than not. So until then, it's a not for me. This was at 11:04, and here you can see where they all go from red to green. So that means that they were all sloping lower, and then they all went to higher. Now you can see here, like the top bar here would be on the 1-minute chart. This is a 3-minute, and this is a 5-minute. So you can see it red, green, red, green, red, green. So what we're looking for is for them all to be red, meaning sloping lower, and then starting higher, which would then color it all green. Depending on how you are able to lay out your charts, you may not be able to lay them out exactly like this and overlay the indicators. At the webinar, I'll give you a couple ideas on how you can set yours up for what you have available to you. So here was our entry. This is the bar that was forming as they turn green, and it's as the last one turns green. It doesn't matter what order they're in. So let's say it was the top one, the bottom one, and then the middle one. It doesn't matter the order. When the final one turns green, you enter in a quarter above or below the bar that's forming on the entry chart in the direction it's going. So here you can see it's moving lower. This is the bar that's forming. You put a sell stop in, a tick under this bar, and it fills, and away you go. This trade worked out really nicely, and you could have actually ridden it all the way down, actually. This is the close from Friday, but what I did was I used that as my target area on my final third, so expecting it to probably bounce there. And if you managed it differently, if you were exiting in stages and took the first target of 2 points, and however you want to do it, 2 points, 4 points, and then trail a third. I did 2 points and then on 2/3 and then trail a third. But basically what I did was I put my final target down here. But if you moved your stop to a tick better than your entry after you got your first target of 2 or 4, whatever you want to use, you would never have been stopped out here on this retracement, basically a pullback entry here. And what's nice about this is you do get another opportunity here. You could have stayed in this from way up here and rode it all the way down. I find it unlikely that somebody would have managed to do that, but if they did, great. But you did get another opportunity here at 11:37, and that's right here where they all go red and then they go green again. And what's nice is that falls right in line with price pulling back. And so if you were, let's say, not trading this 380X setup, you had an entry anyway as a pullback entry. So you did have another opportunity at 11:37 as well. So totally up to you. And then there was another one here at 11:56, and I don't have that one marked down here. But again, if you were trading during the break, these two would have happened during the break. So I just wanted to give you guys an idea on how the setup is working. And with the environment that we've been having with the light volume and kind of being stuck at a resistance area and in consolidation area on the daily chart, it's been difficult to get follow through for runners, but that was not the case this morning. So like I said, I'm very pleased with the setup. Actually, this is that 11:56. This is right there where that's set up. This is 11:37. This is 11:04. This is 10:43, and this was 9:35. So that last one is marked. It's right there at 11:56. And again, if you're trading during the break, you don't have to trade during the break. It's totally up to you. So I hope that gives you a little bit more information about the setup. And like I said, if you want to sign up for the webinar, if you're not able to go and attend it real time, then you'll be getting the recording. Anybody who registers will get the recording. So I will try to go into more detail. And of course, I'll be able to answer your questions and so forth. So go to the site, www.easyminitrade.com, click on the webinar, upcoming webinar tab, and then all the information will be there. Okay, so have a great night, and we'll see you on Thursday.